welcome, willkommen to your weekly horoscope and tarot reading with me, Natalie, spelled Natalee. If someone has sent you this video, they believe there's something valuable for you to gain through one or a few of the messages contained herein. If this is your first time viewing an astrology video, a horoscope is a forecast for future events, just like a weather forecast. Except a horoscope's delineation is based on the planet's position and relationships in this week ahead. This weekly horoscope is a unique blend of Western tropical astrology interpretations and what I see when I remotely view into the astrology. If this is your first time viewing a tarot reading, just observe your own body, thoughts, and emotions for any reactions, subtle or strong. This means you are resonating with the message and can benefit from its guidance. If you'd like to know when I upload or live stream messages here on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, WatchNatalee, and toggle the bell so that you get notifications. You will only get 3 notifications from me per week, and you will also see my community posts. You can also follow me on TikTok, same handle, WatchNatalee. Please block and report any other accounts. Lastly, always remember time spirals. All my messages are timeless. You can learn more about me, my psychic work, how to retain my services, and how to do your own forecasting down below in the description box. All the links are there, and that there are timestamps for easy navigation. Without further ado, let's open up your week ahead. Monday, June the 20th. Honestly, you guys, this whole week is really going to just be front heavy with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the last half of the week, we're just coasting, basically gearing up for the new moon next Tuesday. That's going to be in Cancer. So on Monday, we have the quarter moon in Pisces. This is the waning, losing in light quarter moon. And in the sign of Pisces, this is having to do with your vision, how you're seeing your life, how you're seeing your future. Think back to around March. That's when we had the Virgo Piscean energy very, very full. And that was the time that you were really emotionally in tune with your spirituality. Remember, I define spirituality as how you feel based off of what you believe. I mean, what do you really, really, truly, and honestly believe? So your vision for your life was kind of, I don't want to say it was set in March, but there were some really big energies that were bringing the image to reality. So something about the image for your life or how you see or saw your life could have been crashing into the life that you're actually living. So on this waning, losing in light quarter moon in Pisces, coming off of last week's full moon in Sagittarius, which wrapped up a 6-month eclipse cycle, I feel like this is a little bit, I'm giving it a little bit more attention because vision and perspective and the image itself is just more important. So at this quarter moon, it's an opportunity to have an easier time stretching yourself, stretching your perspective enough to adapt, to adjust, to come around to something that you may have been resisting. I mean, the last week, the last few months, the last 6 months. So whatever is you're sort of wrestling with, just try to stretch yourself. Try. That's all that matters, is to trying, because the unconscious manifestation of that quarter moon in Pisces could be the exact opposite, where you or others will dissociate, like it's just too much and you don't want to try, and you evade the situation, you escape, you continue to try and delude yourself, you resist the truth, you resist facing some reality in your life, even if it's not your ideal or the vision that you had for yourself or for how you want this relationship to be, this job to be, this home situation to be, this childcare situation to be, this, whatever it happens to be for you. So only worry about yourself, Actually, a lot of Hitler's henchmen, like his top guys, they had like very Piscean charts, because it can, people think that these water signs, well, Cancer and Pisces are real wimpy, but that's not the case. Pisces energy can go and just cross the boundary between this physical reality and beyond the veil, psychic ability, but it can also turn you off to whatever you want to turn off to. You can just believe whatever you want to believe. You can dissociate, you can dehumanize, you can put that veil on top of yourself and just never wake up from it and never, see beyond it because you don't want to. So it'll just be a little bit more important for you to, and we're not, this just Jupiter in Aries is not going to last long. Like we're going to go back into Pisces, then we're going to go back into Aries. But so let's go ahead and talk about it. Mercury in Gemini, where's my here? Mercury in Gemini sextiles Jupiter in Aries. So not sure where that voice came from. There's a lot of voices. We're out of Mercury's shadow, by the way. I guess we'll slip that one into the Mercury retrograde, Mercury shadow voices. So Mercury is giving a little bit of support to what this Jupiter and Aries thing is about for you. So look at your chart, look to see where Gemini and Aries are and what houses they rule. And these are the areas of life that you can maybe expect an opportunity. And these opportunities are not always an offer that someone offers you a piece of gum or a job and you just decide, you just respond whether, okay, yes, I'll take it, or no, I won't. A lot of times opportunities arrive in the form of feelings and thoughts and ideas that you've got to take action on, that you've got to commit to. And if you don't, then they go away and it's not that strong. But you have to, it's up to you to be discernible and to be wise enough to be able to separate your thoughts and your feelings and your downloads and what is maybe hormonal versus what is perhaps more cosmic versus what is, you know what I'm saying, somebody else's energy and this energy. So really pay attention, because you can find or create a new frontier for yourself. And this is exciting to me. There could be a lot of inspiration. You could be really lucky, or there could be a lucky idea that you come across, or just a really stimulating conversation that inspires you to be creative. You could also develop some positive connections with others when you embrace growth. So maybe you get into a conversation with someone that you maybe would not normally talk to, or that you would not normally give them like the time of day to, and then you do, and it turns out to be something that really helps you. Maybe it helps your business, or it helps your relationship, or it's an idea for, you know, it stimulates something. And that's what this energy wants, is to just continue to find that new frontier. I'm kind of obsessed with this Jupiter and Aries being all about a new frontier, and just all, you know, what is that? Let me explore, let me go see, and let me be the first to see it. That's really special and beautiful. So on the unconscious part of that, though, the unconscious way that this could play out, this sextile, is that you might feel triggered because of your beliefs, or because of your wants, or because of where you stand with something. And you might just get triggered enough to get kind of shouty. And people might not know that. They might not hear their voice rising into aggressiveness. So you could be, you know, people could be tempted to get argumentative and, you know, just verbally aggressive. But when you're using it more consciously, number one, you're already going to want to grow and embrace growth. And even if you, it doesn't always mean, oh, I agree with everything everyone's saying, and you can still keep the open mind. But maybe for someone, the growth is, maybe for someone, the growth is how they handle situations where other people are really losing their heads and losing their cool and making a different choice than previously. Tuesday, June the 21st, we have Venus entering the sign of Cancer, happy solstice. And we have, the Sun entering Cancer, happy solstice. And then we have Venus in Taurus, trining Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. So let's start with the solstice. Welcome to the solstice. This is the longest day of the year. Make the most of it. When the Sun enters Cancer, you're going to want to take a look at your chart, see where Cancer is, and focus on feeding your needs, because they're going to be very highlighted. They're going to have, I call the Sun the highlighter of the zodiac. It's just this big spotlight that points its energy onto something that you need to look at, that you need to see, that you need to pay your attention to, in order for you to express that energy and embody that energy in the highest way possible. It's the highest manifestation of that energy. So in Cancer, this is going to be a little bit I'm not going to say tricky. It definitely wasn't like it was a couple years ago when the eclipses were here. It's just you want to let yourself have needs and not suppress them, and make sure that you are giving yourself what you need, what you really, really need. Because if you're not, the unconscious manifestation, the lower vibrational manifestation, the denser manifestation of this energy is that you will internalize it and you will project it onto others in anger and resentment, in manipulation, in control issues, and you will feel like the victim the entire time. With that Sun in Cancer, you will feel like the victim, even though you are the one doing the manipulating, you are the one doing the controlling, you are the one doing the whining or the crying or the pouting. You will feel like the victim, even though you are the one that is like not advocating for your needs and not meeting your needs, not getting your needs met, not talking about your needs, not expressing yourself through your needs, all of that. So, you know, that is what it is, Sun in Cancer. Also on Tuesday, that Venus in Taurus is going to trine Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. So this is kind of intense. Venus-Pluto people have the potential to be great healers because of this aspect. There's just look to Taurus and Capricorn, because this is where you will need to experience great depth, great understanding. You will be feeling a heightened level of intensity regarding anything that you love, anything that you like, anyone that you like or love, and anything that you are very passionate about. It's a very deep and very serious aspect. The superficial will not do. The superficial will not be good enough. Pretending like everything is fine maybe had been working in some area of life and it's not working anymore because people are just wanting the authenticity and they're more willing to deal with the fallout or deal with the results of the truth. Whereas before, Venus kind of wants to make nicey to go along and get along, whereas when Venus meets Pluto, it's just no longer an option and it's no longer what anyone wants on the conscious or the subconscious level. So on the conscious level, you can have a very deep, cathartic, serious conversation or alchemization of the energies in your partnerships, in your career, in your home life, in your family life, wherever this is playing out for you. You will need the intimacy, you'll need the understanding, and you will need the complexity. You will not feel satiated or satisfied until you've really gotten down to the root of something, till you can really understand it, or you've really talked through something, or you've really gotten to the actual root of something complex that had been a little bit difficult to get to up until this energy is giving you the opportunity to. Now, the unconscious manifestation, the lower vibrational manifestation of this energy is that complexity will turn into complication. And that complication could be where people are more so wanting drama, wanting something salacious, wanting things to get muddy and difficult. It can be very complicated. So that complexity could be beautiful if you're exploring a relationship that you care about very deeply, or you're trying to understand your early childhood experiences, or you are trying to get to the root of a health issue, wherever that's happening in your life. The unconscious manifestation is that beautiful complexity can turn complicated, obsessive, controlling, or addictive. It could make people very obsessed and compulsive, where if they have any of that latent, if any of that is within them, that obsessive, compulsive, controlling, manipulative, it's like the dark side of what can be a beautifully complex energy and give you great cathartic healing to explore. Now is something that is running you. That energy is running you like the puppets on the strings, and there could be conflict, there could be fighting in order to get to some kind of feeling of depth, but it's not really deep. It's just conflict or trauma or violence or aggression or repressed ideas and feelings and values, and all of that maybe fetishes, something coming up to the surface to be exposed. So it's kind of just like last month we had, Venus and Aries in a very troubled, very taken to some extremes, especially right before that was a square to Pluto. So I am more optimistic about this time because Venus will be making a trine to Pluto before they move on into Gemini. But just know that if you're seeing that kind of behavior leading up to Tuesday, that's someone's script. So if someone is a little bit more jealous, a little bit more possessive, a little bit more suspicious, a little bit more, they're just a little shadowy or side-eyeing things. It's just they're feeling the Venus Pluto, and there's something hidden. There's something that they're not seeing about themselves. This Pluto is dredging things up from the very depths of the unconscious mind. So it's just going to be an experience that they're living, and they're not aware of it. They're very likely not aware of it. They just feel what they feel, and they're expressing themselves, and they have these fears, and they have these fears of loss or lack of control or fear of being empowered, whatever it happens to be. So because it's a trine, you might have more of an ability to alchemize the situation for the better. But, forewarned here, that's all. Wednesday, June the, it's a little bell. June the 22nd, we have Venus entering Gemini. So like the trine, I do like the trine to Pluto before Venus moves on. So now that Venus is in Gemini, this is much more lighthearted. You could attract twice as much joy or benefit from multiple options that are now going to be available to you as Venus moves through Gemini. You could have this is like dating a couple of different people at the same time, and none of them you're taking very seriously, because that's not the point for you. Venus in Gemini likes options. Venus in Gemini likes to check out all the flowers. As I say, go to all of the parties, not just choosing one party to go and be there for the aperitifs and the courses and the, what's it called? It's like before and after drinks, whatever. And then stay for dessert, and like they will stop and say, hey, have a cocktail, gotta move on, have the next thing to go to, gotta go say hi to, go to the next party, they have a couple of bites of the hors d'oeuvres, hey, okay, gotta go, bye, and then go to the next party, and they sit for a meal, and then they go, that's Venus in Gemini. So you might have a lot of invitations, you might have a lot of options, you might have, a lot of great things that bring you joy. You might do more with your hands. Venus in Gemini could make knitting, or maybe even like the physical aspect of writing with your hand or anything like that, the guitar, way more enjoyable, way more pleasant. You could pick up a hobby such that involves your hands. So it should be nice. It should be very nice. I'm just going to say focus on the lightheartedness, focus on listening to other people. Venus in Gemini loves to hear everyone's perspective. Same thing, they don't want to commit to just one person's perspective. They want to listen to what everyone has to say, and they like to put themselves in all of those different positions to really feel out what their position is. And Venus in Gemini, what is this one little hair? Sorry. Gemini energy needs to discuss and needs to talk through all of these different opinions and perspectives in order to understand what they think. Gemini doesn't do their thinking in their head. They do a lot of course, we all do thinking in our head, but to understand and to really get their perspective, they need to talk to others, and they need to talk to others of all of the different perspectives. That's going to be your best Gemini. That's going to be your best decision-making Gemini, the highest vibrational Gemini, is that they are going to actively listen to all of those perspectives and probably engage in discussion. Remember, debating is about what is right. Arguing is about who is right. So Venus in Gemini, hopefully this opens up an energy that makes it more enjoyable, that makes it more lovely, and bestows upon us a kinder ear and kinder words for everyone. But I am going to share the other side of that. You want to focus on you being open-minded and listening to everyone's perspective, engaging in conversation, sharing. You want to focus on sharing. You want to focus on play, because Gemini is the twins and it's the children and it's play. The dark side of this, the unconscious manifestation of Venus in Gemini, you could feel scattered. You could feel very neurotic. You could have a hard time holding on to one thought at a time, or even a couple thoughts at a time. And people could end up gossiping so much more, slander so much more, and spreading rumors. So that beautiful open-minded sharing of opinions, sharing of ideas, sharing of perspectives could devolve into arguments and gossip and spreading misinformation, disinformation, rumors, gossips could go into a flurry. So Thursday, June the 23rd, moon enters Taurus. See, now we're in the last half of the week and nothing is really, I'm going to be talking about the moon because that's going to be the only thing. So on Thursday, the moon's going to be void for a couple hours in the morning, and then the moon will enter into Taurus. So quiet day, really. Taurus moon, you're probably just going to want to relax or do what you love to do. Be comfortable. You don't want to not be comfortable, even if it's a chair you're sitting in, even if it's for 15 minutes waiting at the doctor's office. You want to sit in the most comfortable chair with your own little personal bubble. You know, it's sort of like just creature comforts. Friday, June the 24th. So on Friday, we've got the Taurus moon conjuncting the North Node. We've got the Taurus moon squaring Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. So when the moon meets the North Node, this is going to happen. This happens once a month. And I'm going to say really observe your own hunger for what you want, whatever that happens to be. Wherever this is happening in your life, you just want to know what you want, what you're hungering for. Taurus is a hungry sign, hungry people, hungering normally. So the moon is also like that. I'm ruled by the moon. I understand this as well. Moon has needs, and it's a hunger for those needs to get met. And if those needs don't get met, oh my God, it's a baby screaming their heads off. So moon meeting the North Node, it should be undeniable. And these are little reminders, little sprinklings when the nodes are in Taurus and Scorpio to show you whenever these little contacts get made. So this is a minor one, and we're going to have a really big one at the end of July, and that you cannot miss. That one you cannot miss. I will be discussing it in my July horoscopes over on the Patreon. That's the Knights tier and above. I will go into that in detail. It's a huge moment of destiny, and like I said, you cannot miss it. So stay tuned. Now, the fact that the moon in Taurus will square that Saturn retrograding in Aquarius is saying that you have to tie up some loose ends first. You can't just burst into the kitchen and just take everything that you're having a taste for. Maybe you have to complete a chore. You have to do something else first before you can have your snack. So that might be a little bit of a bummer, but depending on what this is for you, this could be something really subtle where maybe this is you tuning into your destiny emotionally, and you have a hunger to do something that's going to be a bigger part of your life later on. But in the moment, in that day, maybe you have to drop your car off, or you have to pick somebody up from the airport, or you have to do, and you just have a couple of hours to like wait until you can sit down and like do the thing. So, you know, it could be something like that, but just know what's what, know what the hunger is and what you're really feeling like. This is what I want. This is what I want to do. This is what feels good. Subtle or strong. Saturday, June the 26th, the moon is in Gemini. That's it. The moon's in Gemini. The moon's going to be void a couple of hours in like the middle to the evening of the day. And then the moon will ingress into Gemini. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I skipped it. Sorry. Saturday, June 25th, the moon in Taurus conjuncts Uranus in Taurus. Because I remembered that part. I know Uranus and the moon pretty well. I have my moon in Aquarius. So Before the moon enters Gemini on Saturday, first they will meet Uranus in Taurus. So when the moon meets Uranus, take the upgrade. It's going to be, this is like kind of where you get settled into a crowded restaurant and then they upgrade you, but you have to move. You have to get up out of the chair to get to the better spot. And maybe you're just like really tired. You just got off a plane. It's really stuffy and you don't want to like maneuver, whatever, but just take the upgrade. It might be a little bit uncomfortable, or it might be a surprise, or it might be something kind of ruffling your feathers, or maybe you already got used to the idea. You maybe already mentally prepared yourself to accept the seating arrangement or this other thing in your life, and then okay, now it turns out things are changing again and you get this upgrade. Just take it. Let's take it. Now, the only feeling that I'm getting with the unconscious manifestation of this is that you kind of just can't get over something. You know, where you're still like, now you're thinking, oh, you know, sitting in that other spot would have gotten us this, or, you know, and it's like, no, let it go. You got the upgrade, you know. So that's Saturday. Sunday, the 26th of June. Now we're just talking about the moon being in Gemini. Moon's in Gemini. Just have fun. Have a fun day. The moon is, now the moon's getting dark, and it's darkest just before the dawn. So remember, don't tweak out about your life on a super dark moon, because everything is just dark. So that's really just leading into Tuesday's new moon in Cancer, which we'll talk about next week. And that's going to be the biggest news of next week. So this week, start strong with being very open to your adjustment, to your perspective shift, to seeing something in a different way. And let the transformations happen with Venus and Pluto. Keep an open mind Wednesday forward with Venus and Gemini. Coast through the moon in Taurus the last half of the week, and then just have fun on the Gemini weekend. Actually, the moon in Gemini is going to meet with Venus. I don't have it written down here, but it's going to happen over the weekend, very likely. So that'll be really fun. But again, that could spread disinformation, misinformation, gossip, slander, rumor mills. But that's not you. You just have a good time and have fun thinking fun thoughts. You're living in your own world, and you're living in your own constructive, creative reality. So take ownership of that and have a good time with it. Okay, let's open up your tarot. Okay, I will start with our holographic. Let's put these up a little bit higher. Thank you. Okay. Tell us about this week, please. I'm getting that someone's going to change their favorite snack. Something just tasted so great for you. Something popped. This is kind of in my hand. I'm not going to take it though. I'm going to take whatever. Okay. So this can be that your previous favorite snack is now feeling totally betrayed by you choosing another snack. In fact, let me get my other incense. This incense just died, so that's the old snack. Pardon my reach here. Thank you. Okay, Three of Swords. That's a disappointment. That's a very clear, pardon my reach again, a very clear disappointment. And that's something, again, does not look like how you envisioned it to look, or there's some kind of mismatch between your vision for your life or a situation, relationship, career, objective, and what's really happening right now, the reality that you're living. So let's keep going. Got a couple poppers. And this is the new snack. This is the new snack saying, hey, let's do this. Because we are now done with that. This is the new snack. This is your new thing. This is your new thing. And it's hard. This is almost like you have to move on. You have to keep going even when you're still emotionally or mentally attached to this other thing. Ooh. Okay, we've got a couple cards here. And they are the Eight of Wands, Death, and the Hanged Man. I think we're good there. Let's see what's at the bottom. We've got the Knight of Swords, the Lovers, and the Seven of Swords. Why did it have to be that way? Okay, so overall for you this week, this Gemini energy is coming through in the Lovers. Again, this is options, this is choices, this is... Here's the trick though. Here's the secret. Adam is looking at Eve, and that's the conscious mind looking at the subconscious mind. Eve is looking up at the angel, the superconscious mind. In order to make the best decision for your life, in order to make the best, oh, this looks so pretty like this. In order to make the best choice for yourself, you have to know what's in your subconscious. You have to have blended and merged your conscious with the subconscious with the superconscious. That's the whole point of the tarot. The tarot illustrates this journey from spirit about to step down into manifestation to the world, being this floaty consciousness in the cosmic egg with all the fixed signs, or reading a book about themselves, those books of self-knowledge. So the Seven of Swords is interference. The Knight of Swords is speed. Okay, so this could be a little bit of hype. This could be a lot of conflicting accounts, details that don't match up, and it's going to be a test. It's going to be a test of can you calibrate? Can you really see what you want and why you want it? And can you see your own motivations? Can you see what's in your own closet of skeletons? Or does it go back even further and there's a whole, what's it called? The underground, where all the skeletons are under, oh, I can't believe I can't remember this name. You know what I'm talking about. That's your overall. Let's use the Tarot Sexual Magic for this week. It's feeling a little bit spicy. And then, okay, so down here, Death, Hanged Man, and the Eight of Wands. Honestly, a situation is moving again faster than you feel like you can handle. But I hate to say this because we never want to hear this, or we're even close to believing this, like in the moment when things are happening. But we're ready for life as it's happening, even when we feel like, oh my God, I can't make it. I can't handle this. This is too much. It's only a crisis because we haven't evolved to the level of expanded consciousness and awareness that's needed to handle that crisis. Because what happens? The crisis happens, you get through the crisis, and you come out the other side. And then you've just been through a major crisis, and now you can deal with it, and now you are at that level. You are at that level of awareness where your consciousness has expanded enough to fit in all this extra light, all this extra knowledge, all this experience alchemized into wisdom, pain alchemized into providence. In the moment, it'll just suck, though. In the moment, it'll just feel like you're dying, like you're lost, like nothing makes sense, like everything's upside down, like you don't care anymore, like there's no point. I should stop. But you know what I'm saying. Remember all the stuff I said before. So, but it just might, it's just because of what these cards are doing, I'm seeing here. Okay, did I already knock? Shake it out. Shake it out. There are some very interesting choices you're making here. What's this Three of Swords, please? Ooh. Okay, so we've got this going on. We've got, oh, I cannot show that. We have the Emperor, and then we have these guys sticking out. So let's, You have two doubles. You have the Eight of Wands and you have the Fool. Doubled. Oh, okay. Sorry. You know, I'm not going to say anything. Let's take a look at this Emperor. Virility. The magic of the stones. To exercise the power entrusted to you, you must know how to dominate yourself. Is that not my message all the time? But really for this one too, for this week ahead for you, you have more power than you feel. You feel like whatever has shattered your image or your vision for your life or your ideal, whatever that is, you will feel a victim of that. You may feel, this is not how my life is supposed to look. This is not how it is supposed to be. What went wrong? Why? How did this happen? Everything depends on everyone's attitude towards the truth, whether they care about the truth or whether they don't care about the truth, and they care about being validated, vindicated, right. It's the ego. You can only have love or ego. And what is love? Love is the truth. Love, truth, integrity. That's what we do here. Ego is the opposite of all that. Ego will get you sucked under the bus or under the current if you don't care enough to watch it and alchemize it and embody the highest expression of it so that you can have a healthy, functioning ego and still be at peace. Have some peace in your life. So there's something that hurts here and it's a huge change. But there's power here. I am picking up on this power. Not just that you have more power than you think, but there might actually be some kind of change of power happening this week. Let's take a look at the Fool. An erotic outburst, surrendering to love. I said surrendering to love, not infatuation, not obsession, love. The magic action frees us from uncertainty, urging us to surrender to love. Willingness in spontaneity and spontaneity in willingness. That feels very springy. That feels very, I'm gonna go do this today. I'm gonna And the Eight of Wands. Let's take a look. Savoring the magic of the swallows. Poetry. Oh, family. Pleasure in and of itself is like the essence of springtime. Savoring eroticism as a pastime allows you some breathing room. Honestly, that's kind of like the best part, is to have... Okay, so pleasure in and of itself is like the essence of springtime. Savoring eroticism as a pastime allows you some breathing room. So this might even just be something difficult to accept, that you know is good for you, that you know is the best for you, but might just have some element of it that forces you to grow. I don't know if I told you guys here on YouTube, but one of my high priestesses, it's like we're growing up like a tree. We're growing up. We're not growing like an ingrown hair and growing like behind and in a circle and like growing down, where we had to grow up, So I think I did say this to you guys, but yeah, that's basically it. Don't be gross and stunted growth, and don't devolve, don't revert back to your former self. This is about forward, the R's and W's. 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 This is about forw word, momentum. I can't even blame Mercury retrograde anymore. It's just me. So this is going to confront, this is like a maturation process this week for you or someone with whom you are connecting. You could have some big discussions, some major discussions. You could have some, okay, I can't anymore. I just can't. Yeah, you might have some very, maybe not totally life-changing, but important conversations that you have to show up for in a way that is more reflective of who you're growing into. That version of yourself that can handle anything and everything, that version of yourself that you trust 100% of the time, that version of yourself that won't let anything bad happen to you and will get you out of situations and can handle anything and everything and does know how to regulate and does know all of these things. And you know, like that version, there's some, you're on your way here. Let's take a look at this Fool and this Chariot. Ooh, was that something? No. No. Okay, that popped. I just don't like this Queen of Pentacles in this deck because she's so icy. She's so... This man is all over her calf. I can't show that. It's all, her foot, her ankle, her toes, whatever. He's so into it, and she's just like, you know, like, what is that to me? What is that, Queen of? That doesn't have to be Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. It can be. It doesn't have to be. Coolness. The magic of the bay leaves. You must fight coolness and convince your partner to be generous, both sentimentally and materially. This will bring serenity, safety, and sincerity into the couple. I'm not really getting that. I'm just getting the coolness. Oh, thank you. So what this has to do with is not abandoning your feelings. It's more so using the coolness to your advantage, using the coolness to take an opportunity, because this Eight of Wands and the Fool could actually be that this is a huge change for you, that it might look disappointing. You know, you have to get up. Maybe you smoked a lot of pot before you went out to this restaurant. I remember I went to Montreal with my BFF and huge marijuana everything. And you know, we went to a restaurant, we just, poutine, we just love that. It's fries with cheese curds and gravy. Love poutine. So, but we went to this restaurant and it's like, I just don't want to get up. I just want to sit. I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to sit and I want to eat. And I want to talk to my friend. Like, that's all I wanted to do. So it's kind of like that. Like, you need... The guidance here, this Queen of Pentacles, is to be cool to the Three of Swords, essentially. So not just denying that you're feeling pain, or not denying that things are not the way you envision them to be or the way you want them to be, but seeing that, like, remembering that you have a bigger goal, or remembering that you have a bigger goal or a higher purpose for your life or for the situation. I feel like there's something that you are going to initiate, or that you are going to answer, or that you are going to shift in your perspective. This is very grounding and stabilizing. So this could be, this Queen of Pentacles is a bit of a refocus onto what matters. You know, maybe she doesn't care about this dude that loves her foot. You know, maybe she's got bigger fish to free. I'm gonna start, I don't like bigger fish to fry. I mean, let's say that, bigger fish to free. She's got bigger fish to free. And that's, this could even be you having to make a very difficult decision almost even like breaking your own heart in order to serve a bigger purpose and to be more of the adult or parent or responsible emperor type person for yourself. Let's take a look at the Hanged Man, Death, and the Eight of Wands. Thank you. Let's pronounce like really. Boop. Okay, so this is the Tower. Wow, someone's having an extremely wild week this week as the full moon continues to lose light. Whatever perspective shift this is, it's kind of changing everything. Wait, what's the bottom of the deck, just in case? Okay. The Tower. To clarify, the Hanged Man, Death, and the Eight of Wands, like if there wasn't enough change. And a lot of this is outside changes, major arcana changes. The Tower, betrayal. A dangerous situation, betrayal, deception, or imminent breakup. Protect yourself from this threat by using all your own resources. That is so dark. Because he's got like a hatchet. Protecting yourself from betrayal. Hanged Man, Death, and Eight of Wands. This is a conversation or a situation that moves so fast. But it's been leading up to this. It's been building towards this. So if you're that fearful of betrayal, if you really, truly, honestly believe that, then I think it's pretty clear that you have to graciously remove yourself from the situation. Because whether you're right, then you're protecting yourself by using all your own resources. And like Coco Chanel has said, paraphrasing, the greatest power a woman has is to leave, walk away. Take all of who you are and everything that you bring, boom, leave, dip. However, even if you're wrong, even if this is your own subconscious projection into this situation and you remove yourself, you're saving the other person from something that you were going to do, and you have your own validation when you remove yourself from that situation. If that's really what it was that was bothering you, if that's really what it was that, if you've been tweaking out, worried about some form of betrayal up until this point, and then you remove yourself from that situation and you're still obsessing about something, maybe the same situation or another situation, maybe you're obsessing about something totally new and different, then you need to know that. You need to, and you guys know that I approach all of this stuff very, like, I just feel like I have my own little lab coat on, sort of scientific, and I like to test all of this. And so you remove yourself from the situation, you take out a major variable that may have been contributing to your dis-ease or your suspicions or your unhappiness. So, okay, now that it's out, now that you've tried to protect yourself using your own resources, how do you feel? Because if you're still obsessive, if you're still suspicious, if you're still upset, depressed, angry, without that thing that you were just so focused on, that's betraying you, it's gonna betray you, then it wasn't that, and you need to know that so that you can continue to analyze yourself and figure out what's going on. For others of you, this is a feeling of betrayal by life. God, Source, Universe, Krishna, Allah, Cosmos, whatever your name for it is, but just that big thing that's picking on you, that you feel victimized, Saturn, like whatever you want it to be. And that's going to really stir up some problems, because the whole point of this is to be your own emperor and be your own responsible self and be your own, to dominate yourself. So this Tower should show you where you have been giving your power away. It's going to change your perspective. Like that Hanged Man, death energy, the Tower, I mean, deep, permanent, irreversible change. It has to happen. It has to happen so that you can evolve past this state and walk into the next realm of learning with the benefit and the rewards and the congratulations of having come out of a previous cycle of learning. I remember growing up, I didn't want to try on these clothes that my grandmother had gotten me. They were really cute, like little purple bell bottoms and like a pink long sleeve shirt. And my father's like, Natalie, go try on these clothes and show them. You know, I'm like, I don't want to. You know, I just hated trying on clothes in the stores and the department stores and anywhere we went. I just hated it. And like I said, I was not self-aware of my body till like, I was like, I'm a Capricorn late bloomer here. And he was like, Natalie, he sat me down. He's like, Natalie, one day you are going to love clothes. You are going to love trying on clothes. You're going to love it. I didn't believe him. He had to really talk me into it. That's kind of like this. It's like you're at a state where you don't believe it. You don't believe you're going to be happy again, or you don't believe that this is going to be good for you. You don't believe that this new vision that's emerging of your life is good for you or the right one or whatever. You'll be very happy with, okay. You will be very happy. You will like it. And bottom of the deck, for some of you, it's relationships. It's huge overhaul of relationships, or just one. Crane, you will soon enter into a beneficial partnership. Luck and longevity bless this union. Oh, that's right, it's backwards. And you have the Hummingbird. Release what you've been carrying and lighten up. New joy is on the way. It might not feel like that, and that's okay. If it doesn't feel like new joy is on the way, it is, but it's on the way. It doesn't have a tracking number. You can't see how far away it is and where it's going to get to you. You might get glimmers of it, maybe through a dream, or if you're kind of psychic, you might have like a feeling of certain things of what it has to do with, but the whole point is to release what you've been carrying. And honestly, you don't really have a choice with these cards. It's just unceremoniously ended, taken from you, comes to its natural conclusion, what have you. So I have all the faith in the world in you that you're going to do this and that it's going to be great and that you're going to absolutely emerge I love you guys. Take very good care. Until next message, my loves, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads, darlings. Mwah.